Last week, Hulk Hogan died. Um, People asked why was Hulk Hogan so beloved? Why was he so popular? Um, how is he to be remembered? Can you separate the art from the artiste? And can he actually beat them allegations of being able to separate the art from the artiste? And in totality, look, man, Hulk Hogan from 1984 to 1993 is arguably the second or third most famous person on earth. It is Michael Jackson, Michael Jordan, Hulk Hogan. Eddie Murphy's up in there somewhere too, but Eddie started hitting around like 87 with Beverly Hills
I mean,
Cop.
I was gonna say Prince, but
I'm talking, yeah, and Prince is like 5, right? Prince is 5. Like those are the 5, right? But the weird parallels that people call Hulk Hogan the Mike Jordan of pro wrestling, and if you think about it, it kind of lines up because the ascent of Hulk Hogan is the ascent of Michael Jordan before the first retirement. And then the second that Hulk Hogan turned heel, Bash at the Beach 1996, July 7th, 1996, it comes literally maybe three weeks or so after Michael Jordan wins his 4th championship, after the most, I would say, wall-to-wall dominant season by a guard in NBA history. Hulk Hogan's career, mind you, we'll get to the bullshit. Trust me, we'll get to the bullshit. But from 84 to 93, we're talking about somebody who basically WWE had a hand on making you just forget shit, right? You forgot that the stadium show at Shea with Hogan and Andre happened when Hogan was a heel and Andre was a face. They make you believe that this did never happen because, again, tape trading wasn't really as hot as it was then, and also we didn't have the internet. So the reinvention of Hulk Hogan leads to playing into the whole concept of jingoism and patriotism and all that, and him being the Iron Sheik. Mind you, after doing my little research, watching shit, and also how Vern Gagne probably wants to still shoot the farewell with Vince McMahon to this day. The AWA, dog, the AWA is probably the Ring of Honor of his time. If you really just dive in and look at their roster, Scott Hall was in the AWA, Hogan was in the AWA. A lot of people that ended up crossing over that was hot in the AWA to go to WWE. Same way that Ring of Honor kind of birthed a lot of your phase that went to TNA and WWE and now AEW. For a time period, yeah, Hulk Hogan was that dude. Hulk Hogan kind of was the thing about the 80s, in that the 80s were about excess and about needing superhero figures, right? Because you had Stallone, you had Schwarzenegger, you had Hogan, muscle bound dudes who were like telling you whatever. Because Hulk Hogan, true to his word, he was an action figure. He wasn't the greatest wrestler in the world, but he was a believable person, believable enough that I bought in that shit hook, line, and sinker as a child, running around my granddad's apartment with toy guns on my parents talking about don't hurt Hulk Hogan. I can admit that. But yeah, I mean, look, the man died. He's remembered for one half of being arguably, well, not even arguably, the most famous wrestler to ever live. The one who is on a short list of people who you can immediately imitate. And the reason why Hulk Hogan was so beloved in the 80s was because, dog, do you remember the 80s? Do you remember these large in life cartoon figures? This man was everywhere. It's like this thing was like it was him and G.I. Joe. And I know what I said. I said the word. I know. I said the word. But there is the Hulk Hogan of me and D's childhood, and then there's Terry Bollea. Hulk Hogan when you really look back at it, was on some bullshit and was really a heel versus the Macho Man Randy Savage. He was really a heel to Andre the Giant. And also he had his own backstage machinations that really manifested themselves in WCW. But between the Gawker tape, the discussions with his son, talking about must say they hope they don't get reincarnated as black people, him wanting to body slam Kamala Harris, whatever the hell, Real American Beer, and all that. Yeah, that's Hulk Hogan too. Same damn person. That was Terry, Gene Bollea, and all that. So when people were literally doing the Young Bloods A-Town Stomp all over his grave last week, come to find out he died of a heart attack, and also it was discovered he had some bone marrow cancer. They did the final reports of how it came out. I'm not gonna say it wasn't deserved because a lot of people look at Hulk Hogan in totalities. They don't split him up. The totality of Hulk Hogan was, yes, as an entertainer, he was beloved by children and helped usher in an anti-establishment group in the New World Order. He was also somebody who did not decide to apologize or repent for the words he said. And trust me, you've seen the meme. We're not going to repeat the meme because, hey, brother, we have standards and practices. You can find that thing easily. I already listed one mention of his absurd racism, and he died. Like, yes, I know he gave himself to Christ, but he didn't apologize for his racist remarks. He apologized that he got caught. So I was always side eyes from a lot of the people in that locker room when they bring up Hulk Hogan. Saw it a little bit even during these 10 bell salutes. People standing there like, yo, we really got to do this for that dude. Then you saw back in January on Netflix. They booed that man straight out the building. Why? Because Hulk Hogan was no longer Hulk Hogan in him. He's no longer dude that says, say your prayers and eat your vitamins. And hell, half the vitamins he was taking, he had to toot his booty up to get it. I mean, them pythons had to come some way, brother. So no, I don't think you're wrong if you dance on Hulk Hogan's grave. I also don't think you're wrong if you look at that man as arguably one of the greatest entertainers who ever lived. I will tell you this from my perspective, it falls somewhere in the middle. It's a little bit of both. And also one of the greatest liars this planet has ever seen. D, real quick, what is your favorite Hulk Hogan lie?
I like black people.
It's either that one, being the backup bassist for Metallica, his time about wrestling in Japan,
Or the Undertaker hurt his neck.
or that, or look, the brother got his leg broke for a reason before he really took off. Just saying. Also, you're not gonna be able to tell me that brother was 6'8", 303, and then next thing you know, you look at him again in WCW, he's 275. I'm like, really? Word? Yeah. All right, brother. All right, but those are my elongated thoughts on Terry Gene Bollea, and I'm gonna let D have the floor. He may be more succinct than I am. I just had to lay it out there because the career of Hulk Hogan. Before you get to that one part, you have to explain everything else, how we even got to this part.
That's fair. I've been a little torn thinking about what I was going to say because I know we had to record today after everything. And just torn. And I'm being very, very transparent. I know my mouth can get me in trouble, pause. But I say that because I will say some shit that I'm not supposed to. And we have a brand that we're trying to propel. And Hulk Hogan, my first time seeing Hulk Hogan, he pretty much body slam Andre the Giant. Like I'll be 43 in October. You know, when WrestleMania was in closed caption TV, I went to
Oh,
the
sorry. Yeah,
Capitol
yeah.
Center in Landover to see WrestleMania 3. You know, he was a hero. He was a superhero, Um, fast forward, you realize that Mr. Redacted made him his focal point to propel WrestleMania. He's pretty much the reason why we save our money and go to WrestleMania to this day, or a SummerSlam Survivor Series, the pay-per-views, what they call now PLEs, and then even up to like even going higher, like going higher, like saying that you got Tuesday Night Titans. You making the money. He wasn't on there too much, but Monday Night Raw. Um, I'm not going to discredit him for the person he was as the character, as the catalyst to what WWE is right now. Because let's be real, you go back to what you said about the AWA, Dusty Rhodes didn't propel people to that rate, and no disrespect to him. Ric Flair in the NWA, he didn't do it yet. Vern Gagne, Greg Gagne, Terry Funk, um,
Roddy
shit,
Piper.
right, Roddy,
AWA.
Andre the Giant.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like the ones that came before the Iron Sheik, the ones that came before Hogan, like they didn't do that, and it's no disrespect to them, but he is that person. But as as a man with 3 sons, I specifically concentrate on what my legacy looks like. And maybe he was raised a different way than no, obviously he was raised a different way than I was. You can't move that way in this time. Like you admit to being a racist. You admit maybe I might be racist. That's cool. But be able to take the backlash with it. If I admit that I did something, I got to be able to take the backlash with it and the negativity with it. And so for me, it's like his legacy is a little tarnished because, yeah, you're not appealing to all wrestling fans. You're no longer an entertainer when you said it. You're a real person. Going back to what you said, you're a real person, and that shows you were an entertainer and not a real person. And I truly rock with the talent that who are real on screen and off screen. And that's why when I might encounter, like I talk to them, how you doing? You good? You want something to eat? I want to know who they are as a person. And I tap into that. I think that a lot of people are truly having, I'm sorry, a lot of wrestling fans are truly having a hard time in deciphering how they feel. Me personally, I give him his credit where credit's due. But and also too, in between that, my condolences to his family because I never want to see anybody pass away. I know it's life, but that's what it is. At the same time, I'm gonna be specific and say, yeah, it's not how you start, it's how you finish, and you finish wrong. So
Yeah.
I'm good on you. I'm cool.
Yeah.
I'm cool.
I look, that's where I'm at with it in some ways, man. It's literally if you don't want people dancing on your grave, just live correct.
Yeah.
Just live correct. Because there's a segment of people who are literally like, yo, Hulk Hogan is Hulk Hogan from 79 up until him playing Thunder Lips in Rocky 3 to, you know what I'm saying, to about 2000 to the TNA run. But the moment that Gawker
Yeah.
tape come out, it's like, I'm off it. Like that fractures everything. Like there's a
Yeah.
strong severance of what you believe and now what you know.
Right.
When I was a child, I believed Hulk Hogan was the ultimate all American good guy. As an adult, it is fuck Terry Bollea. Hulk Hogan is the Michael Jordan of pro wrestling, and you can see the parallels in how they get down. From 84, like I said before, I'll lay it out one more time. From 84 to 93, even though you saw some of it kind of waning a bit around 91, 92, 93, because you're trying to feel like who can take the baton from this dude. They didn't look. WrestleMania 9 got boosted because Hulk Hogan showed up with a black eye.
Yeah.
WCW got a boost because Hulk Hogan showed up a little bit slimmer and they did some campy ass storylines till the NWO came around.
Yeah.
From 96 to 98, he was pretty much the focal point. Same for the NWO. Then the finger poke of doom happened. Then laying down for Jeff Jarrett. Then there's a little bit of an exile period. Then him coming back face Rock at WrestleMania 18, which is, for my money, one of the most like it's one of the greatest WrestleMania matches of all time.
Right.
Like bar none. Like the energy in that, the quasi double turn in that, it's unreal. The man was so hot in 2002 at 49 years old. They made that man WWE champion. Like it's like that's like the Jordan. That's Jordan dropping 50 with the Wizards, dog. That's what that is.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Like, yeah, it only lasted for a month, but still, like that happened. That really happened. Won a tag team title with Edge. The whole real Mr. America fiasco, him and Redacted, Mr. Redacted. It's just there's a lot. But ultimately, dog, I can capture, hey, this is what this dude was. Now, if you want to compare him to say other people, you try to separate the art from the artiste in terms of like say Bill Cosby or Robert Kelly. No. Bill Cosby played a gynecologist on TV, and in his personal life, he's doing some very shady stuff. R. Kelly was making songs about teenage girls, and I'm just say girls and women. And you saw what his career turned out to be. Now, there are some people who might be watching WrestleMania 5 today, bumping It Seems Like You're Ready. I don't know who that household is, but that's your prerogative, that's your lifestyle. Me? Nah, can't do it. Cannot do it.